So, I was browsing around the internet, just reading and looking at news and whatnot, and I came across this story that I couldn't find anywhere else except for just a few articles here and there online. And I found one from The Sun. New York Post also talked about this, I think. Robot kills factory worker after mistaking him for a box of vegetables and crushing him into conveyor belt. Excuse me? The man from South Korea was working through a night shift before tragedy struck. The victim, a robotics company worker reportedly in his 40s, had been inspecting a machine. Blah, blah, blah. I've got burns in my mouth. I ate some hot chili. Had been inspecting a machine sensor in a factory located in South Gyeongsang early this morning. But while the machine was lifting boxes of peppers onto a pallet, it managed to hook onto the man with its metallic arm before horrifically pushing him against the moving conveyor belt. As the man was forced into the machine, his face and chest were simultaneously crushed. He was frantically dashed to the hospital but later succumbed to his severe injuries, according to local reports. Wow, the dystopia is coming. And it's not going to be on purpose either. It's going to be completely by accident. They're gonna like mistake us for bags of meat or something that they have to rip apart so they can put it so they can put it into the grinder. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna go out into the streets and be like, oh, there's a bag of meat, there's a bag of meat, there's a bag of meat, and then we're all just gonna get ground up because they think we're meat bags. The robot appears to have malfunctioned as it mistook you don't say. The robot appears to have malfunctioned as it mistook the worker for a box of vegetables, police sources said. Cops are now preparing to launch an investigation into the site's safety managers for potential negligence in duties. How how can you predict that? Hey, robot might mistake people for vegetables. I mean, you kind of should have. You probably should have thought about that. Like, how can this get dystopian? How many sci-fis, how many sci-fi movies and books have I seen and read where we're doing this exact thing and it goes right? An official from the Dongasong Dong, I don't know how to say that one, export agricultural complex, which owns the factory, called for a precise and safe system to be put in place in a statement after the tragic incident. Or I have an idea. How about we just don't use robots? We just use manual labor for things like that. Because why do we need a robot to pick up a box and put it on a conveyor belt? Like, people can do that. It's easy. You don't even have to pay them that much. Don't have them doing that as their main job. Maybe have a few people do it, changing the shift out every few hours. While they're not doing that, they're doing something else. Why do people, when they get jobs, they're only doing one job the whole time? I don't get it. But get them on a schedule, like, hey, you do this for an hour, you do this for an hour, do this for an hour, or you can do this or this for an hour. It's always like, nope, you're on the register. Nope, you're at this conveyor belt. Put the box on the conveyor belt. Like, why? Just change people out. And that way you don't have a break. The line doesn't stop. There are no breaks for the line. As soon as somebody's break starts, somebody else goes on it. And then when they get off break, they go do something else. That person stays on there. When they go on break, they go do something else. Another person comes, fills them in. They stay on it. Why? None of it makes sense to me. Ever.